Light it.
Welcome back to the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Rob Stone, Mark Ingram, Urban Meyer, now joined by the head coach at Indiana University. First time the program has ever gone 10-0, and Coach Cignetti. Welcome, and I hope you're enjoying that 8-year, $72 million contract extension that you signed over the weekend. We got plenty of places we can parcel some of that money, but it usually starts with recruiting. Money, right? And Mark, you know how important it is to recruit. You know how Coach Cignetti can recruit humans like you.
Yeah, man. Challenge was find 3 stars like Mark that are really good players.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Mark.
Speaking of that, no. That's true. Speaking of that, before you was the head coach winning multiple conference titles at IUP and James Madison, and now leading Indiana into the top 5 into a huge showdown this weekend, you first had to convince a young 3-star running back out of Flint, Michigan.
How'd you only
come
get 3
to
stars?
Alabama? How did you? What do you remember about that process, man? We haven't really talked about this, man. How did it start, and why did they send you up to come seal the deal with your boy?
Because they had to send the ASO.
Yes, sir.
I remember a couple snowy days, a few different trips, a track meet, pizza in the living room, ping pong in my basement, right?
Yeah.
But you know, there were long-standing ties to Mark Ingram, so it was a natural fit, and that would have been Coach Saban and Bobby Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, while we're talking about recruiting, I'm curious, what is your sales pitch right now to when kids come up to Bloomington, and maybe how it's changed from when you first took over to where you are right now at this juncture in the season? What is come play football at Indiana sales pitch like?
Yeah. Well, you know, the sales pitch in December was sort of a vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Things the staff had accomplished, how the programs run, championships in the past, quarterback success, receiver, defensive success, etc. Now, most of the high school class really right now is kind of verbally committed. So there's not a ton going on. This thing's getting ready to pick up big time here in a couple of weeks with the December portal. So winning opens a lot of doors, and kids see the results and they feel the momentum and the energy. And, we run a great program. We have good people here, players and coaches, high character people. And, they feel it when they come.
What were some of the elements of that extension that were important to you? I know, the sexiness is the years and the big number that just goes to you, but I know there's so many other elements that went into that contract discussion that you wanted for Indiana football to be better going forward. What were some of those?
Yeah, well, we have great leadership here. President Pam Witten's athletic director, Scott Dolson. And they were very proactive and really hit all the things on the checklist up front before I ever had to even bring them up, talking about stadium expansion, renovation, and staff, assistant coaches and support staff, additional support. And, obviously there were some personal things there but we played the what if game, my wife and I, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and my agent and I, and everything always led back to Indiana. So I'm appreciative that the administration was proactive, like they were. We're still in season, and for me, it was a no-brainer.
Take me through the what if game.
What if this one opens? What if that one? What if calls, that one calls? And the bottom line is this. This is my thing here. I own this, and up to this point, we've had a great amount of success in a 12-month period, 12-month period, and my name's on it. And and I like it here. And I like people. I like who I work for. I love the president, the athletic director, the people in Bloomington. The fan support has been outstanding. I mean, it's hard to even put in words what's going on here. It's like a movement.
Yeah.
And I mean, where the stadium is sold out, and there's thousands outside the stadium, like it Alabama used to be, right, Mark?
Yeah. The energy is lit up there. I ain't gonna lie. I was happy when we went up to Bloomington. I was surprised, but the energy around the program is great. And, obviously you've done a tremendous job in creating the atmosphere.
I appreciate that. So, I mean, I think these people were starving for success. and they're way over the top right now. And it's been great to see.
Coach, I'm a legacy. My father, played and I played. Your father was a Hall of Fame coach. Your brother's a coach. You're a tremendous coach on your way to being a Hall of Fame coach. How integral was, growing up, learning from your father, learning from your brother? Like, how was that like growing up, and how did that, kind of get you to where you at now?
No, my brother learned from me. I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
No, my dad was a great role model, a great leader too. He led by example. He had tremendous work ethic. He had a real presence about him. His messages were really always on point, helped a lot of people in life, overcame cancer. My senior year of high school, I'm the oldest of four, and was given his last rites twice, his third year at West Virginia.
Wow.
Lived 43 more years. And,
Wow.
I never coached for my dad. And I really was on the team 1 year when my dad was a coach. I was a redshirt freshman. But there's no question the influence that he's had on me, just high character guy. And of course, some of the comments I make publicly, people probably don't think that about me. But uh, I mean, I can't imagine having a better dad in the
Yeah.
whole world to have
Mm-hmm.
really watched and grown up around.
Coach, can I go back to some of those comments? Obviously there's the, Google me comment at your opening press conference. And
Stoner, I like the most recent one we had on Big Noon last week.
yeah,
I like the
I
most
got it right
recent
now.
quote.
We're the emerging superpower in college
Yes,
football. Why would
sir.
I leave? So you say some of the things, and listen, in the media, these are gold sound bites, right? Like I'm grinning ear to ear. These are magical, but are they somewhat or softly planned, or are they just kind of coming to you, or maybe a mix of all of the above? Because I see the wry smile that smirks, that kind of sneaks out sometimes too when you're saying these things.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's spontaneous, and sometimes, maybe I got a few talking points because I can anticipate what questions might be forthcoming, and that's entertainment.
Do you have any plan for us? Do you got any stored away on your notebook that you want to try to zing here on the triple option?
I don't have any
Okay.
today.
All right. Well, maybe I can feed you a couple.
Coach Cig, thanks for joining us. Let's go back to 2023, where you led James Madison to an 11 record. You got as high as 18th in the AP rankings. And I can only imagine. I got calls from headhunters back in those days. And first of all, who was calling you, and why was Indiana the choice?
Yeah. Well, I had a long-term contract at JMU, and I really liked it there a lot. It was close to where I grew up. I liked the people. I liked the place. There were people reaching out, obviously. But the Indiana thing, I'd been here a couple times before. 87 when I was at Rice, 2000 at NC State. Really liked the place, the campus, the feel. The Big Ten TV contract a couple of years ago really got my attention when that went down. That really got my attention. And, my feeling, and I felt the commitment from the president and the AD. They made a change on a Sunday. I was on the phone with them Sunday evening, was offered a job Wednesday night. It was a very quick process. And, but it resonated with me how strongly they felt about changing the brand of Indiana football, making the commitment resource-wise that you have to make today to be successful. And my feeling was, in this day and age, the way college football is, any P4 program in the country with the right commitment can be successful, because the things that determine success today are a lot different than they were 10 years ago.
Why was that Big Ten TV contract such a big thing for you?
Money, baby.
Money.
Because that money flows in, and it improves resources. It improves things for the players, for your staff. It's gotta have a little money now and then, right?
Understood.
Gotta have that paper. Hey, Coach, you take over at Indiana and you bring in a quarterback from Ohio University and Curtis Rourke. And all he has done is impress. Thrown for 2,410 yards, 21 touchdowns, only 4
Well, we've had really good quarterback success the last 5 years. Our previous 4 guys were all player of the year in the league.
Mhm.
1-year guys. The last 2 were 1-year G5 transfers, just like Curtis. And one was a drop back, one was a dual, and 2 were in between.
Mhm.
So when we got here, we had 10 offensive starters in the transfer portal. Quarterback went in the portal. We needed a quarterback.
Right.
So you're scouring the candidates. When I Googled him, uh, right away, what jumps out at you, player of the year in the MAC in 22. Really good numbers in terms of touchdown, interception, won a lot of games, won championships.
Mhm.
And then you put the tape on and to me, 3 to 5 plays in, I could just tell this guy knows how to play quarterback.
Yeah.
You remind me a little bit of Phillip Rivers, who I was with at NC State.
Wow.
And he could make the throws and he ran well enough to third down, get out of the pocket, run for first down. And a real impressive level guy on the phone, and I liked him a lot. Tino Sinceri did a great job recruiting him. And, he bit on the opportunity. He was looking to prove himself on a bigger stage. And he's had a sensational season.
Sinceri, Coach Sinceri's up there with you?
Oh, yeah, Tino.
Oh, okay. Keeping it in the family. But no, you played quarterback as well. So when you look for a quarterback, what type of attributes and intangibles are you evaluating in the queue? Because coming from a quarterback himself.
Yeah, right. I got you. I wasn't a very good one, but I can evaluate. They're all a little different, but
Yeah.
you got to be able to throw the ball from point A to point B.
Facts.
You got to be able to process information quickly, because you got to be proficient throwing the football. So, you can offset that a little bit with athletic ability with dual threat guys, but the bottom line is you got to be able to go from 1 to 2 to 3 and stay calm, cool, and collect and be accurate. You got to be able to extend plays. Nowadays, the better you can extend plays, the more successful you're going to be and your team is going to be.
Yeah.
And you got to be a great team guy,
Yeah.
which Curtis work is.
Yeah.
He's kind of a steady Eddie, not affected by success or failure. If he makes a bad play, he's on the next play. He's not phased at all. So, they come in different shapes and sizes, and some guys excel in one area versus another, but you got to sort of have it.
Yeah.
When I put that tape on, I just sort of want to see it. And it's different from one guy to the next.
All right, last one for me. One of the knocks against the Hoosiers right now is your strength of schedule. The old Indiana goal was to become bowl eligible, and you would schedule as such.
Right.
If you want to maintain a top 10 program, you're going to have to do a top 10 schedule and change your non-conference schedule philosophy moving forward.
Well, these schedules are set years in advance. And Alabama played Mercer, Georgia played Chattanooga, right? So, Vanderbilt played, Georgia State, but lost. The schedule is what it is. And
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is we've beaten 7 P4 teams, right? Every single one of those teams had a winning record when we played them, except 2 were at 500. And one was 5-1, one was 3-1. And we also beat the defending national champ and runner-up. So, and with, for the most part, except for the Michigan game, which we didn't play very well in the second half, every game has been a decisive victory. We didn't even trail until 2 weeks ago.
Right.
We were behind at Michigan State 10-0 first quarter and rattled off 47 straight.
Mm.
Tell
him, Coach. Tell him, Coach.
Well, look, everybody's got a little vested interest in this deal, right? Let's just call it what it is.
Right.
One network's going to favor this league and vice versa. Okay? Do your research.
Yeah.
Google us.
Google.
Right? So you know something about us besides our name and what we've done in the past.
Yeah.
And what somebody else says about our schedule.
Do you watch the college football playoffs at all? The show? Do you care where you fall in the rankings?
I don't watch it because I'm normally working still.
Mm-hmm.
But I pay attention obviously to the rankings.
Are they doing you guys right in your eyes?
Well, I'm not going to pass judgment on that. I think we're 5th, if I'm not mistaken. And it's all going to be played out on the field.
Yep.
So obviously we have a game this week and another one next week, and most people have 2 or 3 games left. Then there's conference championship games, and you know, it is what it is. I ask our team not to, to kind of eliminate the noise and the clutter. Control the controllables. Focus on what's going to help them be the best they can be on Saturday. So I got to do the same thing.
Yeah. You said you guys are focusing on you said that it's all going to play itself out on the field, and you have a huge game this weekend headed to Ohio State. What does the Hoosiers need to do to beat the Buckeyes and give yourself a direct path to the Big Ten championship and ultimately the CFP?
Got to score one more point than them.
I know that's right.
But we just got to play our game and play it well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have a certain way we prepare throughout the week, Monday through Friday, a certain style of play, things we preach. And we have to play our game and play it well.
Have you changed anything of that preparation, knowing kind of what's at stake this Saturday in Columbus?
No. I mean, we're process driven.
Yep.
And if there was a better way to do it for this game, we'd do it this way, that way every game.
Mm-hmm.
But we really haven't.
There's a lot of conversation out there, and I know we've said it as well, and I'm curious what your reaction is. A lot of people are saying, hey, if Indiana only loses by X points to Ohio State, they're still going to be in the playoff rankings. When you hear those type of conversations, what kind of goes through you internally?
Well, I'm kind of an early morning guy, right? So if we start at 7, I'm normally in here 4:30 or 5 to kind of organize the day. And one of the first things I do is I kind of create the message of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because, one of the keys of the drill is getting everybody to think alike, players and coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was Monday morning I came in, and the first thing I wrote down was, we don't prepare to play it close. Right?
Yeah.
That's not what we do.
That's
right.
And so we're excited about the opportunity and looking forward to it.
Coach, I just want to take a second, man. You guys have 2 running backs, kind of like what we had at Bama, man. They're 2 beasts, and Justice Ellison and Tyson Lawton. They run physical. They open up the offense for Curtis Rourke and this passing attack. Just what have you seen from those 2 guys?
Yeah, there's actually 3. Kalon Black III hadn't played quite as much the last couple games. And they're all built about like you. And they're all built the same. Yeah, that's right.
Bowled over.
That's right. They're all in that, 210, 5'10".
Yep.
They can take it inside. They can take it outside. They can pass protect. They can catch a football.
Love it.
And they've been really consistent guys. They're older guys. They've had a lot of career production, so they have a lot of confidence. And that they've been very steady. And like, it helps to have, 2, 3 backs you can
It
roll.
does. Keep them healthy throughout the whole year.
Coach, just take us to Saturday real quick. What are some things that fans of Indiana should be looking for to say, hey, this is going to be a successful Saturday because we're achieving A, B, and C?
Well, if we're scoring points and they're not, then it's going to be a great day.
I could figure that one out, Coach.
We're out there, we're balanced on offense, and we're making plays, and we're converting 3rd downs. We're scoring touchdowns in the red area, protecting the football. And defense, we're winning the line of scrimmage, and we're stopping the run, swarming the ball, putting pressure on the quarterback, doing a good job of covering, creating turnovers. We're +10 in the turnover ratio. I think they're +4. And our special teams is a winning edge. It's going to be a great day.
You talked about the messaging that you created on Monday. What's that messaging going to be Saturday morning in Columbus?
Oh, we don't do PG-13.
Yeah. It's real.
We can bleep some things out right here if you want to give us a little taste.
It's real.
We'll be ready. Here you go.
Yeah. I love it.
Perfect. Coach Cignetti, man, thanks so much for joining us. It's been a treat to talk to you all season long. And here's to Indiana continuing to be Indiana football under your leadership and us having the opportunity to talk to you a lot more, whether it's on the triple option or big noon kickoff or whatever. Congratulations, man. Great to see your success.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
Appreciate you, Coach
Thanks,
Cignetti.
Coach.
You the man, bro.
Light it.